We haven't lost a client since COVID. What year are we on? So we're like 100% retention for nearly 3 years. Like, my life is so much easier because retention's high. Walk into other places and you can literally say, look what I did for them. And you only pay based on results. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, that's pretty fucking good. Oh, by the way, it's 8%. Ooh, okay, we can afford that. Next one you go to, oh, by the way, it's 12%. Oh, okay, we can
Next one, 50.
Do you understand? And then the next one, you get to the point where you're like, it's 15%, and they go, nope. And then you find your ceiling.
Yeah.
The first one's cheap, but, baby steps.
Makes sense.
Mickey Nads, you've got your hand waving.
Yeah, so just in terms of like pricing psychology, I think this is a really difficult area when I speak to people. Everyone kind of says like charge more or charge your worth and all that stuff. Now, I feel like that's kind of been programmed in our mind from like sales courses and programs which are really marketed towards traditionally one-off sales, being it like a car or a house. So they can charge people that overvalue and all that stuff and try to squeeze as much out of them. But we're selling a recurring revenue service. So it's sometimes better to give people a better deal and they'll stay longer. And when they stay longer, you'll make more money. And if you actually give them a better deal, they'll be easy to deal with. The other thing is they'll refer you people as well. So sometimes by making a little less money, you end up making more money because they stay longer, they refer other businesses. So I just wanted to share that because that's been something I've been mulling over recently, because I know a lot of people who tell me that I should be charging so much because they are, but they lose clients really fast. Their retention doesn't last long, or they're in a different industry where they're selling a one-off service or one-off product that doesn't have a recurring element to it, because there's no point getting a client doing all this time trying to sell them and then they leave 2 or 3 months later because it's like it's too much for them. When realistically, if you charge them a bit less, they would have been comfortable and then they just would have kept paying that for maybe a year or 2 years.
So 5.
That's a good point.
Or 6.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So that's how I just think about it now, is like give them a better deal, not as a discount, but actually as a strategy, knowing that they'll stay longer, you'll make more and you'll get referrals from it.
Yeah, retention's so important, isn't it? Like, if you can't, doesn't matter what you charge someone if you can't retain it. There's no think about the brain work that Mads is doing just to get this deal through the frigging door, and then if he loses them after 2 months, all that energy fucking gone for an extra 1 or 2%. It's not worth it. So I completely agree, Michael. We haven't lost a client since COVID. What year are we on? So we're like 100% retention for nearly 3 years. We're running businesses at the end of the day. And so what Michael says is entirely true. Too many people say you got to lamb whale. I never say it. Or you go after whales and all this shit. You got to go after Coca-Cola. Bollocks. You can make perfectly decent money, reasonable money, not having that attitude. Like, my life is so much easier because retention's high.